Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. A lot of you have been rolling in and I super duper appreciate that. Keep it coming. I do my best to get as many videos out as possible, but I do have a day job right now and doing that, and then my band, and I'm about to release a record in November. I've been crazy busy, but excuses are so anyway, thank you so much for coming back. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about choosing a slide and how that can be a game changer as far as learning more about the style of playing and just making it fun. Because a lot of people hit a brick wall and they don't feel comfortable having a slide on their fingers, and regardless of what finger you use, and it is a deterrent into wanting to continue the exploration of learning slide guitar. So the common denominator that I've noticed amongst all the players that I really look up to across the board is that they all talk about you've got to find a slide that works for you. And for me, that journey kind of ended only within the past couple years. I'm going to go through all the different slides that I've owned so I can show you that it's a plethora of them so you guys can see exactly what I went through. Maybe you're going through the same thing. Maybe you've already found your path and you found a great slide that works for you. But hopefully you find this educational and can help you pick the right slide. So I'm going to start off with this right here is a slide that everybody might see the first time you kind of go into a music store like Guitar Center or something. They are affordable, cheap Dunlop slides. This one you can wear on your pinky. They're not very resonant, but as a gateway drug into the world of slide, they can get the job done in the beginning, just to kind of give you, a little bit more of, I don't know, just having fun making sounds with the slide. It does that thing. So this might be the first thing that you'll run into, and you'll find quickly that it doesn't work for you, or it didn't for me. After moving from that, I ended up getting a more of like a medicine bottle, Corosine bottle, something like Dwayne Allman used back in the day. And this period of my life is when I was playing a lot of slide with my ring finger, which I don't do much anymore. I'm not comfortable playing with my third finger anymore, but whatever finger you're comfortable with, even if you're Oliver Wood, which sometimes I see that dude using his middle finger. My intonation would be all jacked up if I tried to do that. But anyway, this is a great slide. It's another Dunlop slide. They make these, and I think they still make them. This one I've had, oh man, I don't even know, 10 years, 12 years, something like that. And I used this for a really long time, and using it meaning every now and again I would pick it up and I would try to add it to a track or something like that. The only bummer I find with these is they have a seam. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is a seam in the glass itself, which if you're playing electric, sometimes you can hear that scratchy against the strings. So when I was researching it, I was like, is there another glass slide that does not have a seam? And funnily enough, Derek Truck's signature slide is just that. It's just a little bit, I would say, probably around the same weight as this, maybe a tiny bit heavier. No seam, and when I got this, I noticed that it was a little bit more resonant on the strings. So let me do that same lick. There's like a small nuance. It's probably hard to hear coming through YouTube, but for me, the heavier glass, even if it's like a fraction heavier of Derek's, I liked, the ability to kind of have a little bit more girth behind the note. And it could be all magic, and I could be imagining things which I probably, wouldn't be the first time someone said that to me. But this thing worked for a long time. And then I realized, you know what? I don't really like playing slide with my third finger because it takes away some stuff that I can do playing while I have the slide on my finger. So I thought, I'm gonna get into learning how to play with my pinky. And that is when I started, I stumbled into Joey and Ariel. Joey Landreth and Ariel Posen. And I was researching the slides that they use, and there's a company based out of the Pacific Northwest called the Rock Slide. This is Joey's signature slide. Now, just looking at it, the typical person might not notice what's really different about it other than the fact that it's brass. But what's cool is there's a cutout here. Okay, so with one of those glass slides, I can't bend my finger like this. Whereas with this, I can. So it's super comfortable, and there's a little divot, if you guys can see that right there. So when I'm wearing it, my third finger goes right in that little slot right next to it. It's really ergonomic. It's fantastic. So I loved this so much that I hit them up and I was like, hey, do you guys have a glass version of Joey's slide? Sure enough, they do. So I got this one and it fits fantastic. Anyway, same thing, cut away. All right, you can see that. It's still got the little divot right there for your finger. It's very subtle, but it is there. These slides and what they're doing with this stuff are so amazing. He also sent me a third finger version of that slide, which fits great here. Sounds great, and I would highly recommend this. And the edges are so smooth. I mean, the craftsmanship on this stuff is amazing. And then after that, I kind of moved on, and I love Joey's slide. It's awesome, and I still use it. But I think when I found Ariel's slide, the bullet shape of this and the ballpoint, for some reason, for me, it helps when I'm reaching across the neck. I'm way more accurate on this using this slide intonation-wise, and it's super comfortable. So, that's the thing, is like you have to get to the point where you find a slide that just feels like it's your finger playing. And it's gotta feel like a second skin, I guess is the best way to say it. And what's great about this is I don't really have any problems with it flying off. Like if I'm playing on a gig or whatever, it stays on my finger. Even if I've got sweaty hands that night, it's pretty reliably, staying on my hand. And it feels like it's just like my finger. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a big bulky slide. Whereas when you're using something like this, you're gonna feel it, around your finger. It's like a hot dog down a hallway, bro. Deuce Bigelow style. So, way different. All these are great products. They're all great. But for me personally, when I was kind of on my journey to find what slide works best, it's the Rock Slide stuff, hands down. I really, really like this product, and I feel like I found, the slide that works for me. So you gotta find what works for you. What is the slide that, makes you want to pick up your instrument and practice playing slide guitar? That is what we want to shoot for. So I hope any of this stuff has been educational for you. I hope you can see that I went through a ton of slides myself, and only within the past year to year and a half, maybe 2 years, did I really start to make some progress and find what I love. So I hope that is some help to you guys, that you can find something. I know that this stuff is not, you know, in every store. You can't just walk into your local, you know, shop and pick up a rock slide and play with it, but they're pretty affordable and they're a great company. I'm sure if you didn't like it, you can return it. You could probably talk to them about it. But man, I would say they have a great website. There's a ton of different slides, whether you want glass or brass, what fit you want. Get in touch with them, check them out. There's a ton of other slide companies out there too, but that's where I found my home. So I hope that's helpful, guys. I will see you